Okay, we got 21 minutes on this one. This is gonna be quite interesting because today is a weird day for me. Today started with having a call with someone of very high status, high stature, whatever, and I saw this mismatch of energy because I'm 26, he is 60 something, and I figured out he recently wanted his dream job to be in the European Commission or whatever, and he didn't get that. So he was trying to be the guidance and the senior and mentor figure for a junior. But I appeared as a peer, but with my own energy. So it's kind of interesting how strange today was. After that, I cooked a little bit for the week and went to this event. And the event was like about 5 or 6 hours long. And during the event, something interesting again happened. Start of it, I was curious and just trying to see what's gonna happen in the event. And I was talking to people quite interestingly and interested in their lives, their stories, and everything. And the first one was this. I didn't say much about myself, just going with the vibes. The second person I met was the opposite because they were a student, they were in my shoes basically, and I acted like a kind of a semi senior level. And to show that subconsciously, I started talking about myself. And this is very fascinating when you talk about yourself, people actually don't care because they want to talk about themselves more. So I started balancing it out and asking about their opinion and not accepting it quite, but I felt the energy was kind of off. During that, because I was giving room to other people to be themselves and have a courage to actually give their opinions, two other people were attracted to this. One of them was a professor, and the other one was the speaker and assistant professor. And they were going on and off with me, and I didn't know about their status. I knew the speaker should be someone of importance comparatively in the room, but I was just so fascinated with the ideas being thrown around, and I was like so at ease with the conversation that I really enjoyed myself during the interaction. Another thing happened on my way there. I saw this video of, and this is kind of maybe the whole thing about um, seeing the world in the frequencies that I'm seeing, not the main character syndrome something, but everyone is trying to optimize everything, and this is becoming a very kind of stressful way of living because I saw this video on this guy who is the best communication specialist in the world, and he started bombarding with 10, 20 points that everyone gets wrong, like and the tonality shift that most people are bland and speaking in the same tonality. And I felt a self conscious pressure of, wow, I need to fix all of them. And with that pressure, I went to the event, and slowly, as the event went on, this was marinating in the back of my mind. And what happened was that I started talking more and more about me to just, okay, to just test the idea that, yeah, maybe um, I talk more about myself. I'm gonna control what I'm saying it, how I'm saying it, the pauses that I'm making, and all of this. And the dilemma here is kind of interesting to me that I'm making this video on, because I need to externalize the thinking to understand the feeling. Um, that on one hand, everyone wants to grow and be the better version of themselves. On the other hand, the optimization for perfection is kind of causing mass depression. And I genuinely don't know which one is it, because if I want to be more articulate and be more in control of the what I'm saying to the room, my pauses, my articulation, going straight to the point, structuring my thoughts in an orderly manner, sure, this is gonna attract more people and more opportunities. But on the other hand, I lose this freedom of thinking, not thinking out loud, but making arguments as I go. Because interestingly enough, for me, the most coherent conversations and thoughts that I've had has been when I actually don't care about what I'm saying. And it sounds coherent. And even I have recorded myself in that regard when I'm not being micromanaging kind of person of my own thoughts. It sounds very clear, coherent, and to the point. And which is interesting because I'm consciously sabotaging something that subconsciously I know by nature, which is interesting observation. So unfortunately, I literally burned out a lot of good connections that I could have had during the event, because I talked too much about myself, and was one of them was actually this. I started the conversation about them, and they were very interested, knowing nothing about me, but basically that attracts people. And they got my LinkedIn and my number to be in contact. But after I consciously actually made it about myself more and more to see their micro reactions to this, they literally on the spot said, okay, I need to go home, and they deleted the LinkedIn kind of request, and of course the number is gonna be burned as well. And the funny thing about the whole thing is that I still went to the event, found one of the most interesting and fascinating people inside it, and connected with them on both intellectual and emotional level. That was enough for the event for me. But now, when I came back, I had this idea to document the day, because the day was quite interesting to me, because there were a lot of things that I had to document. That's being a writer. And the fascinating part about this is that after I posted that on my LinkedIn, I still felt the immense pressure of feeling weird, because the picture wasn't professional. It was just a can of Red Bull with the sticker of the events kind of tag that someone gave me, and joked about this making you special, and I further kind of built upon the joke and uh, stuck the kind of sticker on the put the sticker on the can of Red Bull. This is a very special Red Bull saying. And I didn't tag anyone. I was just like flowing in what I thought and what I saw throughout the day, just mentioning um, that. And of course, LinkedIn doesn't even welcome that at all. And I don't know, if I was like seeking validation, I would have optimized for hashtags, for whatever. And if I wasn't seeking validation, I wouldn't have cared about the validation following or their lack thereof. And it's just quite a dilemma that I don't know how to feel about it and what to feel about a lot of things that happened today. The start of the day was me having this kind of mismatch of energy with the other person, me talking a lot, and as the other person said, I need to compartmentalize my thinking so I'm gonna sound coherent. But the whole idea was about geopolitics of AI, and it was a very big global picture. How do I compartmentalize the macro to micro analysis, which is by nature big? And the other side of things was that um, that video put a lot of pressure on my subconscious that I need to optimize my delivery for the audience because this is another thing that whenever I go on LinkedIn or any kind of social platform, there are hundred thousands of the same content in a tier ranking of attention, kind of conciseness. There is everything of everything, and this literally gives you this constant paranoia that you're maybe choosing the second best iteration of this. Imagine like the best number one communication expert has, let's say, 200 videos. Even inside that, you're optimizing, okay, what is the best video of this, because I need to just be ahead of everyone. And this is the trend that unfortunately is happening and recurring every single day, that how to be 99% ahead of 99% of the people, how to be ahead of this, how to master this under 16 hours, under 16 minutes, under 30 minutes. And of course, this works because it optimizes for everything that is optimizable. I just caught the fly. Hopefully, it's dead. Yeah. So it's just quite interesting to me that this is the feeling I'm having. On one hand, I'm fascinated by this novelty, by the novelty of this feeling. It's not shame, it's not anger, it's not sadness, it's not like confusion either, even. It's a mix of all of them. And I would call for that feeling alone, the novelty of it. Today was a kind of a fascinating day because this feeling, I have never felt it during the 26 years of life that I've had so far. But on the other hand, it was a very kind of shitty day because I butchered a lot of connections. I burnt a lot of social capital that could prove useful in 5 to 10 years. And I literally had one of the very senior people of my lane go lukewarm after the call. Sure, I couldn't make it warmer because I turned the cold message to a warm kind of meeting, online meeting, and after that it went lukewarm. He still let the door stay open because he was interested in the ideas, not the delivery of it. Then the thing that followed was the delivery kind of video that, okay, you need to pause, you need to, brother, how many of these are here? Okay. Um, yeah, but yeah, it's just so interesting. I need to kill this fly and go to bed, but it's just very interesting how many of these are here, bro. And yeah, it's just quite interesting. I'm genuinely not understanding the feeling itself, and I don't know how to hold it even because it was a lot of feelings compiled in one day. But yeah, I'm just curious. Maybe I just sit with it, sleep on it, or yeah, just write on it because that's how I process things. And this is kind of form of writing as well. The externalizing the internal feeling has always helped me deal with all of these kind of things. And the other thing of it is that I've sent a kind of very loaded message to a friend of mine. Sure, and sure, she is not only a good friend of mine that really cares and really is a solid kind of friend, but also she is a very kind of senior person and has a lot of institutional leverage. So strategically, I should play very carefully with that kind of card. But on the other hand of it, if I was careful, we wouldn't have a relationship of a friendship that we would actually care about each other. We would have a bland kind of relationship of a professionalism. And what she even like told me on the last call was that she herself was kind of perplexed about the whole notion of how I operate because on one hand she likes me the way I am and she appreciates me being totally open, totally honest, and totally kind of being myself without any divergence. But on the other hand, she knows this is a very kind of mm, basically kryptonite to every professional setting. And she even proposed that, hey, some people may look you up online and find some things that is kind of destabilizing to them. You can make a video on your socials and say, hey, I have the writer side of me and I have the professional side of me as well. I don't mix them together, which I do, but that's not the point. That shows her level of care that she is even managing. Basically, she's governmental figure. Her whole life has been managing people, but she's managing the perception of people when it comes to me and my professionalism as well as my personality type that attracts people. But my loaded message to her was, and she hasn't been online for like a couple of days now because yeah, senior figure, very busy, goes literally under the radar and disappears. But my last message was no, I actually don't agree with this because if I wouldn't have been me, I wouldn't have all of these people who are objectively out of my league by every kind of metrics, money, seniority, experience. Like for fuck's sakes, like most of my friends have more experience and expertise in their domain than my age. That's quite like unsettling, but fascinating as well because it's shows yeah it shows the trajectory basically if you believe you're the sum total of five people around you. If that was even like 5% true, the 5% of the five people that I'm surrounding myself with, even like the last even like couple of months, is just insane. But this is the part that I need to understand by making this video as well because I just don't know like how do you mitigate yourself and package yourself. And I even like told her an analogy as well that I'm not gonna explain the analogy because I know it, and this is for like maybe like-minded people, but more importantly for my future self to understand what the fuck I was um, going on in my head in this kind of age. But it's just like so weird because and we're running out of time with the storage, but it's just so weird, specifically today with all of the all of the things that are going on today, from the first call to the video about precision of articulation, getting across the point, and sure, that is growth, but that also adds a lot of pressure. So that's something to actually think about. And the continuation of the day getting more and more weird was quite interesting as well. And even like the post that I made, uh, I know myself, I would feel horrible not posting it because I would be curious what would have happened if I posted it. Sometimes interesting things have happened when I had the same feeling, sometimes nothing happened. And I know people don't actually care about what I'm torturing myself about, but that's how kind of hyper specific I am. And making this video is kind of like maybe helping process that, but yeah, we're gonna see.